Hey everyone, Ariel Adams from aBlogtoWatch. Please subscribe to our videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. This is a review of the new for 2018 Santos de Cartier. Just going to call it the Cartier Santos. And this is the reference W2SA0006. This is the larger version of the new Santos models. This is close to 39 millimeters wide. And this is the version that's two-tone in steel and yellow gold. There's also a smaller version, as well as an all-gold version and an all-steel version. What's interesting about this watch is the bracelet system that Cartier designed. And what they did is they created a toolless system where you can remove the bracelet and replace it with a strap that is included, as well as a system that allows you to very easily change the links without any tools. And that's a big deal. It's very similar to something that you'll see on the Apple Watch, actually, which is probably the closest analog. The watch is thinner than the version that came before it. It also includes an in-house made movement. And in reviewing this watch, I really did spend a lot of time mentally comparing it to the version that came before, because that's the version that I really sort of fell in love with. So the Santos is one of the earliest wristwatch designs ever, actually. And there's a lot of history behind it that will be discussed in the review. And this new version for 2018 tries to build upon that for a new generation. The watch contains an in-house movement, which is, again, new for the Santos collection. Previous to that, it was a base Swiss movement, like an ETA. And here you have the date on the dial as well. The old version was no date. The smaller version of the Santos doesn't have a date, so if you're interested in that. The movement is the caliber 1847 MC. It's an automatic movement, and it's nice, nothing special, but a decent movement. Another change to the Santos is the use of blued hands. The one before this actually had loomed hands, and so there's lots of little differences there. The main point of a Santos has always been this squarish design with a square bezel, which has always looked really cool in two-tone with a steel case and a yellow gold bezel. What Cartier did, which is slightly controversial, is create not just a square bezel, but one that has these lips at the top and the bottom, which is aesthetically designed to sort of go with the shape of the bracelet. Always a cool bracelet, these long horizontal links with the screws, which are in gold or steel on the steel model. And you have the cabochon here, which is spinel and looks quite nice. Used to be blue sapphire, now they use spinel. You can see that the case is quite thin, just over 9 millimeters thick, and again, almost 40 millimeters wide, actually 39.8 millimeters wide, but I believe that is with the crown guard there. It wears large for a Santos, I guess you could say, but honestly the thin profile of this makes it feel a little bit smaller. I do miss the exaggerated buckle that was on the old model, but I have to say the ease of sizing this bracelet as well as changing it is definitely a benefit. The two-tone model is my favorite because for me the Santos has always been a model that looked best in steel and gold. It's a design which combines a lot of things that people like. It's masculine because of this industrial feel with the exposed screws, but it's also definitely a jewelry style watch, which is something that you can see obviously in the fine polishing as well as the classic looking dial, which uses Roman numerals. I do miss the old hands, and I do miss the fact that the older one did not have a date on the dial for this larger version, but I have to say that the thinner profile, the in-house made movement, the slimmer case, as well as the fancy bracelet and ability to change it out really easily is going to be something that a lot of people like. For a well-priced, in this category, every single day watch that's comfortable, that you can wear in a casual or formal attire. It's not a sports watch, but it's definitely a good everyday watch that has some personality. I think Cartier did a good job. There's different versions of it, but for me, the two-tone in steel and yellow gold is probably the best one. Price for the Cartier Santos, or Santos de Cartier, in this version with steel and gold and the size is $10,400, and you can see the full review on aBlogtoWatch.